Hi, welcome back. Today's video is going to talk about loving yourself. One of the things that I find when talking with people, hurting people, people who are struggling, is that they have never really learned to love themselves. And that seems to be the root of so many problems. When we don't really value who we are, we take our value when we place it in the hands of others. And through the way that people treat us is how we find value. And that is the worst possible way for anyone to live, because that means that you're never truly in control of who you are or your own happiness. So there's a few things that I wanted to share with you guys today, and maybe give you some resources for you to check out. One of them is Marissa Peer, and again I will have these in the video at the bottom so you can look at her videos and information. But Marissa Peer is a psychiatrist and she's in Great Britain. And if you go on YouTube and look up Marissa Peer, P-E-E-R, you will look up I Am Enough. And in her videos, she talks about how she has treated people from all over Great Britain, throughout the United States. She was voted to be one of the best psychiatrists in Great Britain. And she actually does something where she tells her clients to constantly say, throughout the day, every time they think about it, that I am enough. They write it on their mirrors, they put reminders in their phones, and that is just a constant reminder every day that you are enough, that you are valued, that you deserve to be loved, that you deserve happiness, and it shouldn't be based on what anybody else feels or thinks about you. It's all about yourself, just loving yourself. And I just think that is so truly amazing, because we're constantly walking around with baggage. We walk around with baggage that has been in our lives since the beginning, since years ago. For those of you who are watching this video that are older, you're walking around with 15, 20 years worth of baggage. For those of you who are younger, it may not be as much. But the truth is, we get up every day and we pack our bags. We pack our bags of all the memories, of all the shortcomings, of all the things that we've done, and we pack them up and we take them with us, and we take them into every single relationship, every interaction that we have with people, because if we have our own perceptions, our own thoughts, based on how we see the world, and it's based on that baggage. And so often that baggage makes us feel unworthy, it makes us feel unlovable, and then because of that we treat others badly, or we get upset with others because we don't truly love ourselves. So that's one thing that I would like for you guys to focus on, is that you need to unpack that baggage. You need to come to terms with things from your past, forgive yourself, and move forward. Holding on to unforgiveness, what is that doing for you? What value does that really hold? Is it holding you accountable for something that you did a long time ago? It's no longer relevant in your life. You ask for forgiveness for those that you hurt. You forgive yourself and you move forward. You wouldn't try to put on clothes that were 10 years old, especially if you're a little bit older, 10 years ago you were 10. So why do we hold on to memories and things that shaped us 10 years ago? It's great, they shaped us, they defined where we are now, but they no longer define where we're going. Your past has nothing to do with where you're going. It only brought you to this. And you decide. You decide what to keep. You decide what's relevant in your life today. You decide what's valuable in your life today. And you hold on to that, and the rest of it, you let go. Start out every day by saying, I am enough. Every time it comes to mind throughout the day, repeat, I am enough. If you can do this every day for a month, I can guarantee you your life will start to change. Just by saying it in the morning, seeing it, writing it, saying it every time it comes into your head, just repeating, I am enough. That value has to be there for anything in your life to change. There's three of the things that Marissa Peer points out, is that, one, the brain loves familiarity. The brain loves to make things easy for us. We take snapshots of things, we remember conversations, and then we use those in future conversations to kind of figure things out ahead of time, which isn't good, because then we're not actually living in the moment. We're not really taking in what people are telling us. We're going off of a lot of past stuff, and a lot of times that past stuff is no longer relevant, or it came from a whole entire different situation that is actually hurtful or harmful to us, and then we carry that into this new relationship, this new experience that we're going through. Okay. 2, she talks about how you feel about events is based on the pictures in your head. Our pictures and our words define events for us. They define how we see those events. And it may have nothing to do with the actual situation or the person. They're the pictures and the events in our heads, our memories, our thoughts about those that skew the event. Have you ever gotten into an argument with someone, and in the middle of the argument, you think to yourself, I don't even know why I'm arguing. This doesn't matter to me. But at this point, you're so involved in the argument and so invested in the argument that you refuse to just stop arguing. Okay, so that a lot of times has stuff to do with old events that happened that you're now dragging into these new events. They're not relevant. So that's just one thing that we do. It's crazy to think that we can't see that these things are no longer relevant, but they're so much of a part of us in our baggage. It's really hard to let them go, and it's really hard to change. The third thing that she talks about is that if you want to be successful, you have to change what is familiar to you, and you have to make it unfamiliar. So, saying I am enough, looking in the mirror and saying I am amazing and I am deserving of an amazing life. I am enough. It's going to be strange at first. It's not familiar. It's going to feel a little uneasy. You might feel a little silly at first when you start to try it, but if you continue practicing this, it becomes familiar to you. Your brain becomes familiar in that it recognizes what you're doing, and it will become kind of a second nature. On top of that, you need to learn to start hearing your thoughts in your head about yourself. Catch yourself during the day when we say, gosh, I'm so stupid. What was I thinking? Why did I think anybody would ever love me? Why did I think anybody would ever take me serious? Whatever it may be, make that unfamiliar. As soon as you catch yourself saying that, change it. Change it to I am enough. I am deserving. I am loving. I deserve the best life possible. Why? Because I'm an irreplaceable miracle. There's nobody else on the face of the earth that's just like me. I deserve the best. I'm going to get the best. So take the familiar to you that's bad and change it. Make it unfamiliar. And then change the words and the thoughts that are in your head and make them familiar to you. Another person that I think would be really interesting for you to listen to is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He wrote a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And in this book, he talks about how, again, we have neural pathways that we use to create habits. And if you don't like where you are, if you don't like who you are, you need to break those habits. And part of breaking those habits is creating new neural pathways in the brain. Part of the new neural pathways is creating a new habit every single day to create the new neural pathway. Those neural pathways take 25 days to create. So if you do the 25 days every day and you can't stop, not one time, if you break that in any time in those 25 days, you have to start all over again for the neural pathway to be created. So saying I am enough, replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts every single day, as many times a day as it comes to mind, for 25 days. Once you do that, this new thinking, this positivity will start to become more familiar. It doesn't end there. It is a journey. It will continue. I am over 2 years into this and I still struggle. I still have to stop myself. I still have to skew some of the things, change some of the things that I'm thinking or doing. And so this will continue as you progress. Again, I'm not saying it's easy, but I promise you that it's worth it. Why is it worth it? Because you're worth it. Because you are worth anything that is necessary to live a good life, to be positive, and to find out who you are and how much you really are worth. You are so amazing. You truly are. And nobody else is ever going to see that until you recognize just how amazing you truly are. So I really would love for you to try this out, to try this journey, to start practicing this, for this to become a daily habit for you. And then I would love to see just how fast your life starts to change. I would love to hear from you as you continue to do things, as you practice this, and just get so excited to hear how your days are starting to change, how you're beginning to feel on a daily basis. Are you being more positive? Are you finding more positive things? Because remember, what we think about, we draw to us. How we feel, we draw those things into our life as well. So start to look around as you begin to fall in love with yourself. Is your world around you changing? Are the people in your life starting to change? I'd love to hear about it if it is. And I wish you the best. I look forward to talking to you again soon. And remember, you are enough. Write it down. Write it everywhere that you look. Remind yourself every day. Why? Because you're worth it. And you are enough. Have a blessed day.